The next part of the initiative of the project that we want to share with you is the work we're doing at the Queen's Business Consulting Group. And so we have Rob Weisman and his team, Laura, who's going to come, and they're going to share about a project they worked on, and then their client Will is going to comment on his experience as well. And so we hope this is a great example of the type of free consulting we're offering through the project to local businesses throughout Eastern Ontario.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. We're going to do this in three very short and concise parts. First of all, I'd like to introduce Ms. Laura Wynn, who's one of our student consultants with Queen's Business Consulting, and Mr. Will Hiddekan, who's our client. Our purpose over the next 3 or 4 minutes is to tell you blatantly a little bit about Queen's Business Consulting and our involvement in the KISS project, but more specifically, the kind of work that we've been doing with a member of our Eastern Ontario community. So why don't I do a little bit of preamble. Oops, the mouse. Not the mouse. How about the arrow? Perfect. So very quickly about Queen's Business Consulting. We like to think that Queen's Business Consulting is pretty well Canada's top student-run and student-managed consulting organization. Our motto is we've been taking care of business since 1973. That's how long this entity has been operating. It started as an MBA program, and then I think the commerce students very rightfully said, hey, this belongs to the undergrads, and they took it over. So it is definitely now an undergrad program. It runs over both terms of the school, and during the summer we employ students as well as consultants. We've worked with well over 300 businesses on almost now, today, 700 projects in the community. And they range from small to mid-sized organizations, and I'll tell you about our services in a moment, but generally what we like to think is that we provide impactful consulting services for very reasonable fees. And I'll relate that to what we're doing with the KISS program. Our goals and our mandate, as I've mentioned already, to provide high value. Quite honestly, you're paying for student-based consulting, but you're also getting the efforts and work from people who literally in 3 weeks will probably be billing $2,000 a day with one of the top-tier consulting companies, so it's a great opportunity. We provide help for small to mid-sized organizations, public, private sector, not-for-profit, commercial entities, and a lot of entrepreneurs and startups. For the students, this is an opportunity to do real work. They work with you in the community, with our clients, to deliver those results, and they learn firsthand what it's like to look into a client's eyes and understand what a real business situation is. Cases are nice, us profs and lecturers downloading information, wonderful, but there's nothing quite like getting your hands and sometimes feet dirty. So that's what we do. In terms of the types of work that we do, that really covers the gamut of the business process and business operations. Starting new businesses, the feasibility of new businesses is at the core of a lot of what we do. Marketing, marketing research, marketing strategy, whether it's developing marketing plans or helping to solve marketing problems. Operations, challenges, our factory isn't working the way we'd like it to, or we're thinking of putting together a new plant. Systems and IT management, from the point of view of how can technology help you do things better. And then financial management as well, from the point of view of looking at your financial results, looking at the P&L and the balance sheet, possibly in providing suggestions on how you might do better. We're thrilled to be partnered in the KISS program with the Monieson Centre and the Eastern Ontario community. We're contributing time and effort for hopefully 15 projects over the course of the project's life, 15 clients. And we're taking applicants from the 15 CFDCs in order to provide essentially complimentary consulting services up to a value of $2,000. And that can be a project that very small, feasibility through to market research, and Laura and Will tell you about what we've done with one of our clients. Over to you.
Alright, so my name is Laura. Unfortunately, my partner Tina is quite ill today, so she could not make it. But I just wanted to give kind of a high-level view into why we chose to do QBC and be part of it, and what the actual project with Will looked like. So basically, as Rob already mentioned, it's real-world experience. We sit in these lecture halls and learn all this information, and it was really a great opportunity to apply all of these concepts that we've learned to a real client in a real-world situation. We really felt it was valuable experience, and QBC within commerce and within Queen's has a very high and exclusive reputation. There is an application process, so we did like the status and really wanted to work hard to get into there. And one of the things we found interesting about Holiday Manor, which was the project we worked on, was kind of the contrast between an urban or a rural project. What we really enjoyed about this project is there wasn't so many layers of corporation to go through to really find out and uncover information. We were able to sit down and discuss with Will all of the information and really get in there and, like Rob said, get our feet dirty and get right in there. There wasn't all this bureaucracy that we had to go through. So we really enjoyed the process and we're very quite pleased with the project. So the project in general, as I mentioned, Holiday Manor Fishing Lodge was our client, and Will discuss the company a little further after I finish talking about our project. We did 3 phases for our project, the first being analyzing potential target markets for Holiday Manor, the second being going a bit further into the Kingston area angler market, which we identified in our first phase as the client that we are going to move further with, and our final providing some high-level business plan recommendations and website recommendations. So our first phase. We met with Will, discussed some of his business processes, and learned a bit more about the type of customer that Will is trying to get into his lodge. We decided that we would focus on the 4 target markets specified in the current business plan, which were eco-aware clients, weddings, anglers, and corporate retreats. So we did some secondary research, looked into those, and through discussions we also uncovered several other markets to look into, such as families, specifically Ontario and US in general, immigrants who are now living in the GTA, and young adults. And so we really looked into all of these targets and all of these markets and evaluated the characteristics, what they're looking for when they travel, what's the average age, the average income, really to decide if this was a market that was profitable for Will to pursue, and also if it was a market that made sense without changing considerably the assets of the lodge that they would link together. So in the end, we rated the attractiveness of all the markets, and we felt that anglers was the most attractive market to pursue further. This was the market that the lodge primarily focuses on currently. However, we felt there was opportunity to improve the market share within this segment. And so we decided to conduct some further research within this segment, specifically within the Kingston area. And we did that through an online survey. We used a banner ad on the Thousand Islands Tourism website, which linked to an online survey, as well as a Kingston Angler Forum. And we learned a lot of information from all of these surveys and really found some data to back up activities that Will is currently providing, and also offers us suggestions of future activities and other changes that could be made quite easily to further get this market. And so then finally we decided to, with all this new information, review the business plan that Will provided, give him some insight and some tips into the target market that we identified as the one to focus on, as well as look and work with the website. As I'm sure you're all aware, the internet is booming right now, and that's where the main media that most travelers are looking to find their destinations, so we felt it was important to make sure that the website was up and coming and that it really supported the wonderful structure that Will has in place at Holiday Manor. So now I'm going to pass it over to Will. He's going to talk a bit more about the lodge itself and hopefully any value that we've given him. So take it away, Will.
I would like to be young again and have that amount of energy. Fantastic. I'm giving my 5 minutes here to promote my lodge. Rather than do that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the process that we went through, because for me that was the significant part. I'm obviously the proletariat. I'm the object of everything that you're doing here, at least typical in that way. I have a small business, mom and pop operation, contribute in a very small way to the overall society. But it's the survival of my business that makes the survival of the community that I live in. It's the summer students that come to work for me who are going to be sitting in your chair in years to come. 25 years ago, I think as Canadians we could be very proud of our information gathering and analysis systems. The reports that we put out were leading edge in terms of the world. When I set out to do this business plan, and I started looking at what we produce today, I was shocked. I stacked up reports from the Ministry of Tourism, the profiles, yada, yada, yada. A first-year university student could have done better. The quality was simply not there. I could not analyze my potential clients. Looking at the demographic material and then looking at the basic surveys that they used to create that material, it was worthless. I might as well be looking at a cornflakes box. And I don't exaggerate the situation. I go and talk to a number